Ah, coffee. Come on, you know the feeling, right? It's so much more than just a drink. It's like the fuel for our soul, the key that literally starts our brains up in the morning. It's that one ritual that makes everything feel complete. But for some of us, that ritual comes with a pretty nasty price. Let's find out why. So, what happens when that perfect ritual goes completely wrong? When you absolutely love the taste, but your stomach, well, let's just say it declares all out war. We're talking about that awful pain, the bloating, and, yep, that sudden urgent need to find a bathroom, like right now. So, today we're going to unpack a coffee lover's biggest dilemma: why your favorite drink can sometimes feel like it's turning on you. And, more importantly, what you can actually do to get back to enjoying that peaceful morning cup. Okay, so to figure out how to fix the problem, we've got to understand what's really happening inside your body. Let's break down the three main culprits in this coffee war that's going on in your gut. First up, our most obvious suspect, caffeine itself. I want you to think of it as a super whip for your entire system. Sure, it wakes up your brain, but it also gets your intestinal muscles moving, and fast. Now, for some people, that's great, but for others, it's a one-way ticket to what we can only describe as an intestinal, well, getaway. Next in the lineup is stomach acid. See, coffee is amazing at telling your stomach, hey, produce more acid. Now, if you've already eaten, that acid has a job to do, digesting food. But on an empty stomach, oh man, it's like an army with no one to fight, so it just turns on its own territory. It's kind of like friendly fire on your stomach lining. And that nagging pain, it can actually last for days while it heals. And finally, coffee brings its own backup singers to the battle. These are compounds like chlorogenic and tannic acids. Now, these are the very things that give coffee some of its unique taste, but for a gut that's already sensitive, they can act like a direct irritant. It's literally like rubbing salt in a wound. And look at this. It illustrates the whole situation perfectly. Over on the left, you've got an empty stomach where that acid has no target, so it's just attacking the lining. But on the right, with a protected stomach, food acts like a buffer, like a sponge, just soaking up all that excess acid. It gives it something productive to do. The big takeaway here? Don't send your coffee into battle alone. But hold on a second. What if coffee is getting a bad rap here? What if it's just the trigger and there's a secret accomplice hiding in the background? Let's do a little more investigating and see what else could be going on. Okay, so two very common conditions often fly completely under the radar. For people with IBS, coffee can trigger spasms that trap gas and cause some serious pain. And for others, it could be a hidden lactose intolerance. You're blaming the espresso, but it's actually the milk in your latte. The coffee speeds things up, and then that undigested lactose just ferments in your gut, basically turning it into a natural gas field. Not fun. All right, enough with the problems. Let's talk about solutions. Because it is absolutely possible to make peace with your coffee. You just need to have a solid strategy. So here it is, your three-step peace treaty. Step one, and this is a big one, always build a buffer. Never, ever drink on an empty stomach. Two, choose your roast wisely. Darker's often way gentler. And step three, maybe it's time to go cold. Let's break down those last 2 points a little more. This right here shows exactly why the roast matters so much. And it really comes down to the science. Light roasts, they have more of those fruity acidic compounds. But dark roasts, because they're roasted longer, produce a compound called N-methylpyridinium, or NMP. And get this, NMP actually helps stop your stomach from producing so much acid. So, a dark roast can be a double win. And if you really want to make a huge change, just look at this number. Cold brew isn't just a trend, you guys. Its gentle, long steeping process can slash the acidity by up to 60% compared to a traditional hot brew. For a sensitive stomach, that is a massive, massive difference. So you might be thinking, with all this trouble, why even bother? Why is this relationship with coffee worth saving? Well, because beyond all the potential pitfalls, coffee has some seriously powerful hidden strengths. First off, coffee basically acts as a guardian for your liver. Study after study shows it can help protect against a whole range of issues, from fatty liver disease all the way to cirrhosis. It's also a fantastic natural performance enhancer. That caffeine kick can boost your metabolic rate by up to 11%. That's why it's one of the most effective and, let's be honest, popular pre-workout supplements on the entire planet. And the benefits are long-term too. It turns out that regular, lifelong coffee drinkers have been shown to have a significantly lower risk of developing diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It's literally brain food. So the goal here is to get all those benefits without the battle. And honestly, the most important skill you can learn is to simply listen to your gut, both for when it needs to recover and for its early warning signs. If you pushed it too far and your stomach is just screaming at you, here's a simple recovery protocol. First, just stop. Take a break, give your stomach lining like 3 to 5 days to heal. Second, eat blandly. We're talking simple stuff like noodles or congee. And third, when you come back to coffee, do it slowly. Start with a small, dark roast, with food and maybe even a little milk. And this part is absolutely critical. If your symptoms are severe, if they're persistent, or, and this is a big one, if you ever notice that your stool is black and tarry, this is no longer a coffee problem. That is a serious medical warning sign, and you need to see a doctor immediately. Look, at the end of the day, everybody is different. The key isn't to follow some rigid set of rules, but to use all this knowledge as a guide for you. So the real question is, when your gut talks, are you actually listening? Because learning its language, that's the real secret to a long and happy relationship with coffee.